Right now, a jury selected for a former Badgers football player accused of sexual assault. We'll look at the potential biases lawyers tried to weed out.
And we're asking police about the number of car break-ins they've seen recently, including a string of thefts from cars at UW Hospital.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thank you for joining us. Eric has the week off. The trial for former Badger football player Quintez Cephas begins tomorrow. And tonight, we know a little bit about the jurors who will decide his fate.
The 21-year-old faces 2 felony sexual assault charges. Amanda Quintana is live outside the Dane County Courthouse with more on today's jury selection. Amanda?
Yes, well, there were 24 potential jurors that were questioned for more than 2 hours today, and then 14 were chosen, 8 women and 6 men, all white. Race is one of those big topics that was talked about today.
Do you believe that you can be fair to Quintez?
With all the social issues connected to this case, that wasn't easy to answer for the 24 potential jurors being questioned.
Can anybody sort of describe what the phrase hookup culture is?
From campus rape culture to the Me Too movement and racial stereotypes, the judge, prosecutor, and Quintez Cephas' attorney all needed to make sure those biases wouldn't be leading the jury's decision at the end of the week. Is Cephas guilty of sexually assaulting 2 women?
Quintez is not, Bill Cosby or any of these. He's a unique individual, and there are a unique set of circumstances here that you would have to analyze.
Cephas' accusers claim they were drunk and he took advantage of them one night last April. His attorneys plan to prove the women knew what they were doing today, asking if jurors knew the term jersey chaser.
Do you think that if someone's an athlete that they're more likely to have that sense of entitlement?
His connection to UW.
I went to the University of Wisconsin for school. Quite a few of you.
And success on the football field, also bringing up questions for Badger fans.
Does anyone have season tickets?
With 8 women and 6 men, all white, chosen to sit in the jury box.
I, too, need to and want to talk about race.
Will the 21-year-old African-American get a fair trial?
Who here thinks that having an all-white jury with a black defendant does not have any impact on the verdict?
With the jurors chosen, the court hopes so. The trial starts at 9:30 tomorrow morning, and it is expected to run all week.
Amanda, thank you.
Investigators in Missouri are still searching for the bodies of 2 Wisconsin brothers. Nick and Justin Demel went missing on a trip for their cattle business last week. Officials said that volunteers are searching the farm they visited as well as other properties. The owner of that farm where they were last visiting, Garland Joey Nelson, made his first court appearance today. A judge denied his request to be released on bond. Court documents allege he abandoned the brothers' rental truck in a commuter lot after they went missing. No other charges have been filed.
Highway 69 in Greene County is still closed tonight after 2 motorcycle riders died in a crash this afternoon. Deputies say just before 3:30 this afternoon, a pickup truck was stopped about 3 miles north of Monroe, waiting to turn into a private driveway. Another truck heading north hit that car from behind, forcing it into oncoming traffic. It hit a motorcycle, sending it into a ditch and ejecting both people on board. Both of the Illinois natives were pronounced dead at the scene. There was no word if either of the other drivers involved will face charges. The Red Cross is assisting 20 Janesville residents after a fire at an apartment complex yesterday afternoon. 13 departments responded to the building on Holiday Drive east of Kiwanis Park. Officials say the fire was mostly contained to the attic space above 4 of the 12 units. Fire stops in place from the original construction helped block the fire from traveling the length of the roof. The property damage is estimated at $325,000.
Turning it over to weather now. We do have sunshine and clear skies sticking around all week, and I am personally hoping meteorologist Chris Reese has some more tolerable temperatures in the mix as well.
Hey, that's right. We sure do. You're going to notice to feel those more tolerable temperatures starting tonight as temperatures begin to drop. Right now, plenty of sunshine out there. We're going to keep that going on through the rest of the evening. The temperature 82, winds are calm, humidity at 51%, dew points are in the low 60s. Those dew points will continue to drop as well, so it's actually going to get less humid this week. 82 right now in Madison and Janesville, Watertown at 80. 70s do show up as you work your way towards the north, and we are bringing in the wind from the north that's helping to usher in those cooler temperatures. Any chance of showers and thunderstorms is long gone at this point as all of that continues to push east along the cold front that came through this morning. Even the cloud cover is not all that abundant as you step outside. So as you plan your evening, look for more sunshine to take over. Temperatures will be falling into the upper 50s for lows tonight. But folks, you do not want to miss the full forecast for the week ahead. I'll have that coming up in a few minutes.
New at 6, a Madison police K-9 officer helped officers track down 2 teens accused of crashing a stolen car. Police say 2 boys, a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old, hit a curb in the stolen Audi, flattening a tire. The car was stolen from a home on Jeffy Trail on Madison's west side early Friday morning. The homeowner told police the garage door was accidentally left open. K-9 Slim tracked the teens to a home about 2 miles away in the 6000 block of Tottenham Road. Police say the boys were already known to officers for being involved in car thefts. So far, the Madison Police Department has arrested 17 young people on suspicion of stealing cars. In addition to stolen cars, thefts from cars continue to be a problem here in Madison.
Gabriela Bucara has won a story that we are taking a little more personally here at News 3 Now. Gabby?
Cars are broken into all of the time, but as I found out today, it's actually unusual in the city of Madison to have your car damaged in the process. Our News 3 Now intern experienced this firsthand over the weekend when her car was broken into.
I was shocked, but I also felt scared because I knew that I had then been the victim of a crime.
News 3 Now's intern Emily Burdett's car was broken into between midnight and 7 a.m. on Saturday morning.
1/3 of the window that was still intact, but completely broken.
The thief took her purse out of a backpack left in the back seat of her car.
My driver's license, my WISC card, my voter ID. There were only $3 in the purse, so I didn't lose too much cash at all. There was also my credit card and I think just some lip gloss.
Madison police spokesperson Joel Despain says smashed window break-ins are more uncommon. Most cases usually involve suspects walking through neighborhoods looking for unlocked cars.
The cases that we generally see would be a criminal walking through a neighborhood and just checking doors, and they're looking for anything that's unlocked. Once they're inside that car, they're taking loose change, they're taking a GPS, whatever they can get their hands on.
He says the percentage of theft from auto has decreased by about 25% so far this year.
We really encourage people, get things out of plain view when you're parking your car.
And in a separate case, UW police are investigating a string of theft from auto incidents at University Hospital.
Most of them were over at the University Hospital ramp, lot 75, in which an individual used some sort of hard object to break windows and try to get valuables out of people's vehicles.
Our intern says next time she's not going to leave her backpack in the car overnight.
I wouldn't keep anything valuable, even if it's hidden. I didn't think anybody would want to go after what looks like a college kid's backpack. But obviously they thought that something valuable might be in there, and there was.
Emily received a Facebook message from a random person last night telling her they had found her purse in the backyard 1 block away from where it was stolen. However, her driver's license, student ID, and cash are still missing, and until she gets a new credit card, she's not going to be able to fix her car.
But the car is still there in one piece.
Yes.
You know, that's why you have credit card protection.
Yeah. And you can't leave anything in there.
Yeah, definitely not.
Luckily, she learned her lesson.
She may or may not be in the studio right now. Gabby, thank you so much.
Thanks, Liz.
Madison-based Exact Sciences is combining with California-based Genomic Health in a $2.8 billion cash and stock deal. Exact Sciences focuses on early cancer detection, like the at-home Cologuard testing kit. Genomic Health specializes in diagnostic tests for use in cancer care. Next year, the companies are expected to generate $1.6 billion in revenue and $1.2 billion in gross profits. This deal is expected to close this year. The city of Madison is planning for the future with annexations of nearby towns and possible redistricting in 2020.
A task force is inviting residents to take a new survey asking whether changes should be made to city government. Rose Schmidt explains.
Yes, well, the survey asks what obstacles are preventing people from going to city meetings and getting more involved, specifically people of color and people who are low income. The task force on government structure was created a year and a half ago to make recommendations. The chair says the districts with the lowest voter turnout are largely underrepresented in city government, which could mean people being uninformed about issues and projects that largely affect their lives. Potential barriers could be lack of transportation to get to City Hall for meetings and lack of childcare.
Maybe a lot of people have time but don't have the interest, but we don't know that. And so we're making a particular effort to reach out with the survey to those neighborhoods in our community that are least represented.
After the 2020 census, there's a possibility Madison could redraw its alder maps, and a pending annexation of parts of the town of Madison will mean more residents and more changes to the maps. The survey is available until August 25th, and anyone who lives in Madison is strongly encouraged to take it. We'll put a link up on our website, channel3000.com.
All right, Rose, thank you. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway is celebrating her first 100 days in office. During that time frame, she experienced her first disaster. We asked what she learned from the substation fire and explosion downtown that left thousands without power.
We learned a few things around communication. We learned some things about how we can better coordinate with the county and the service providers to make sure that our most vulnerable populations are taken care of.
We'll have more from the mayor as she reflects on this milestone and check in on her campaign trail goals, including prioritizing climate change, transportation, and affordable housing. Amy Reed will have more tonight on News 3 Now at 10. Next at 6, the competition for the fittest athletes in the world returns to Madison this week.
It's the video that makes me feel very out of shape, how the influx of CrossFit enthusiasts is impacting local Airbnb renters when we come back. The 2019 Reebok CrossFit Games begin on Thursday, but right now through August 5th, you can try out free fitness classes on this right here. It's called the Fit Barge on Lake Monona. To get out there, you meet at Olin Park and paddle out to a class to maybe help build strength, endurance, or flexibility. You do have to register and reserve a spot beforehand. We have that link on our website, channel3000.com. Just search for Fit Barge. Now, this is Madison's third year hosting the CrossFit Games. And one thing has not changed, that being the hotel prices.
A lot of hotels are increasing prices this week by 2 to 2.5 times their normal cost. Places like the Edgewater are charging around $320 a night, and places like Hotel Indigo are around $250, which is actually on the cheaper side of things. An Airbnb spokesperson told us this year's CrossFit Games are expected to bring in the most Airbnb guests in Madison. Hotels are actually looking at Airbnb prices to gauge their own pricing.
I keep an eye on Airbnbs and pricing in the market and availability. Just as a hotelier, it's something we have to be cognizant of because it is something we have to think about with competition.
Airbnbs are about half the price as most hotels in Madison right now, but they do not have the same amenities you could get in a hotel. Both Airbnbs and hotels expect the demand for rooms to increase the closer we get to the start of these games.
Now, those prices might not be so comfortable, but these new visitors are certainly getting comfortable temperatures tonight with plenty of sunshine the rest of the week.
Meteorologist Chris Reese will have your first alert forecast next. There is nothing quite like a good cup of coffee and conversation to go with it. A new place in downtown Belleville is providing that and more. This is the Lingonberry Llama Cafe on Main Street. While it's only been open for 9 months, it's already become a community center of sorts for village residents. The owner, John Cleveland, couldn't be more thrilled.
You look out these front windows in the morning before as the town wakes up, and you know that you're going to be part of these people just sort of out walking their dogs, out for a jog, and they'll be in later on that day, and you'll know them by name.
In a special Do Something Good story, we'll look at how this small business is getting some really big recognition. Don't miss it tonight on News 3 Now at 10.
Certainly don't want to miss this forecast either, because it is a good one. Meteorologist Chris Reese joining us now. And Chris, you get to be the bearer of good news. You're doing something good.
I'm really excited about this forecast. Give me all the credit for it if you feel free, because I get the bad credit for everything.
That's right, for everything else.
Here's how it is. We've got plenty of sunshine out there. Temperatures have been very comfortable today. We did make it into the low 80s. Our high today in Madison was 83. Janesville made it to 84. Really, a lot of folks made it to the 80-degree mark today. A lot of folks were also in the 70s as well. Tomorrow, pretty much all of us are going to be in the 70s. The normal high is 81 and falling. The normal low 61. We started out at 71 and then, of course, topped out at 83. So generally, our weather pattern is still above average, even though things have been a lot cooler. Here are temperatures right now. You see those winds coming out of the north and west. 78 in the Dells, Camp Douglas at 79, Juneau at 77. We do still sit at 82 in Madison, which these temperatures are 3 degrees cooler than we were at this time yesterday. Folks always like to say it. It's the second day behind a cold front that's going to be the true coldest of the day. So just wait till tomorrow's highs when we are stuck in the 70s. Meanwhile, the dew points are still in the 60s, which means it's a little humid out there as you step outside, but the dew points will be dropping. We look at the upper Midwest as a whole. A lot of those dew points throughout northern Wisconsin and parts of Minnesota are in the low 50s, upper 40s dew points as you work your way into North Dakota. That's the air that is coming our direction. And when it gets here, it is going to feel oh so good to step outside with the low humidity. All the showers and thunderstorms, those are moving towards the south and east. You see some of that over Michigan right now. Here's the big picture. This line right here is the cold front as it continues to work its way towards the south and east. You have your showers out ahead of that. High pressure is in control right now, and it is going to be staying in control as we go not just through today, not just through tomorrow, but the week as a whole. This is what's keeping that sunshine around with the lower humidity. By Thursday, though, one thing that we will watch is the winds will start to come out of the south and southeast. That's going to usher in just a little bit more in the way of moisture and some warmer temperatures as well. But we're cooling down those temperatures tonight, going all the way down towards 58 degrees. Tomorrow, lunchtime, temperatures will be in the upper 60s and low 70s. We'll top out into the mid 70s for a lot of folks. And then we're going to do that all over again as we go into Wednesday, starting things out right around 56 degrees. But this cooler pattern stays in play for most of the week. We'll go above average for a couple of days this weekend, and then we'll cool right back down earlier on next week. And the truth is, as we go through the next 8 to 14 days, we will likely see temperatures colder than normal across this part of the country. So that'll be perhaps a welcome change for a lot of folks compared to the heat we've had. 9 days of sunshine in that 10-day forecast. There is only one day with a chance of rain, and that will be Sunday.
We're going to hear a lot of On Wisconsin and Roll Tide in the coming years. We've got the details on this historic series coming up in sports. Well, we start tonight with some tough news. Badgers men's basketball assistant coach Howard Moore will be moving to a long-term care and rehabilitation facility, and he won't be coaching during the upcoming season. Coach Moore recently went through an undisclosed medical issue at his home in Madison, which required an ambulance to take him to the hospital. And on the way there, he underwent cardiac arrest. He's been in the hospital since then, and Coach Moore's family releasing a statement today saying how much they appreciate the love and support from the Madison community and the Badger family. They ask that you continue to keep Howard and his son Jarrell in your prayers. The Moore family was in a car accident in May that killed his wife and daughter. Switching gears now, only 7 FBS teams have more than 100 wins over the last 10 seasons. And 2 of them will play each other in 2024 and 2025. Wisconsin and Alabama have agreed to a home-and-home series. The last time these 2 teams played each other just a few years ago in 2015 when Paul Chryst Badgers and Nick Saban's Crimson Tide opened their seasons against each other in Arlington, Texas. Alabama won that game 35-17. Now, cool fact about these 2 stadiums, both can be considered historic. Camp Randall opened in 1917 and Bryant-Denny Stadium in Tuscaloosa in 1929. All right, so the Brewers have the day off and the MLB trade deadline is on Wednesday. So let's take a moment here to check out the current state of the pitching rotation, shall we? Here's what it looked like right here on opening day. That was on March 28th. Since then, we can get rid of Jhoulys Chacin. He's on the 10-day injured list with an oblique strain. But let's be real here. He isn't in the same form he was in the postseason last year. ERA right now around 6. Freddie Peralta, gone. Lost his starting spot within the first month of the season. He's in the bullpen now. Brandon Woodruff was the shining beacon of hope, snagging his first ever All-Star spot. But now, cross him off the list, too. He has also got an oblique strain. Corbin Burns, another guy who lost his starting spot early, but is now on the 10-day IL as well. Cross him off the list. Shoulder irritation, the official diagnosis. And last but not least, because he's all the Brewers got left over, Zach Davies, he gets to stay. We won't cross him off because he's now the ace on July 29th there, joined by Chase Anderson, who started off as the 6th starter. Now he's number 2. Gio Gonzalez, the 3 spot after he rejoined the team late April, but he's an iffy one. He's got a 3.48 ERA in 8 starts, but he's had some shoulder issues in his throwing arm. And finally today, the Brewers getting Jordan Lyles from the Pirates. He pitched for the Brewers last season and was 1-0 right there with a 3.31 ERA. He's in the 4 spot. Finally tonight, Olive Sagapolu continues to defy his size, doing backflips on the beach, and now the former Badger defensive tackle on the Packers. And of course, that means you got to take part in the team's most beloved training camp tradition, riding on kids' bikes. Now, Olive somehow got on a particular tiny bike, those long, strong legs, working hard there. He can't even reach the pedals, but he can't even get to the pedals there. Onto Ray Nitschke Field, but my favorite part is this little boy here. He's so happy that Olive's riding his bike. I just love this so much. I could watch this all day.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, that little kid's like, come on, you can do it.
I can do it. Why can't you?
Why can't you? Just a little bigger, buddy.
Nice.
A little bigger.
All right, nice way to ride your bike out there.
Yeah, hey, if you have a bike, I'd ride it this
do.
afternoon. Low humidity, sunshine, temperatures will cool down to 58 tonight. As we go through tomorrow, we are staying in the 70s, folks.
That's what we'd like to hear. Thank you so much for joining us.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.